Okay, we've learned how we can move Link with our keys. What if we wanted to animate Link without necessarily having to drive him ourselves? We just wanted him to move on his own. Animation is run by calling another function here called setInterval. And setInterval is a predefined function. And generally with setInterval, you set it equal to, or link, we'll call it link interval. You set it equal to a variable like this. And then you fill in the parameters of a function like you would any other time. The handler is the function that you want to run every time the interval passes, and then how many times you want it to run, or how often you want to run, is the timeout, right? So we're going to call our function animate link, and we're going to say we want it to run every 30. And I think the let's double check, but I think it's milliseconds, but we will double check. Delay is in milliseconds. Yep. Okay. But of course, we don't have an animate link function yet, so let's go ahead and write it. Now, animate link should just involve moving Link and redrawing him every time we move him. So let's do it based on a direction that we want to move him in and then a key press. So let's say we want to let Link move direction, and we'll go ahead and set it equal to the word right as a string right now. We can change that. We could reference it. We could use ones and zeros, but just for clarity's sake, we'll set it equal to the string and we can do our comparisons there. And then we're going to say let is Link moving, and we're going to set that to false to begin. So we have a way of checking to see if Link should be moving or should not be moving. In the function animate Link, let's say if Link should not be moving, so is Link moving, we're going to do a return. Let me explain exactly what this is doing here. We're checking to see is Link moving. And actually, to make it, we want to make it clear because we want to check basically to see is he supposed to be moving or not. And if he's not supposed to be moving, we're just kick out of this function. So actually, let's change this to is Link stopped. And we're going to set that to true. And that's going to make our logic down here a little bit easier to understand, because all we're going to do is say if Link is stopped, if Link is stopped, return. Now, you've seen return used to send values out of functions, but essentially it can be used just to end a function and kick nothing out. And that's what we want to have happen here. We want nothing to happen if Link is stopped. Else, meaning if Link is not stopped and we haven't kicked out of the function, what do we want to have happen? Well, we want to have Link. First of all, we want to check Link's direction. So if Link move direction equals right. How do we move right again? Well, we add 1 to our x value, so Link. And in fact, we have a variable, so we don't add 1 anymore, but we add our Link speed to move right. Else, if Link move direction equal left, let's have Link x minus equal Link speed. You probably are identifying an issue with this, but let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. Okay. So remember, we started with Link is stopped, and we have no way of starting Link. So we probably need to register a key press. Let's say if e.key equal, we'll use Q. Link stopped. We want to toggle this. I actually don't know. I wonder. No, probably not. Some languages, Booleans have toggles where you can just press toggle and it will change the direction. But all we're going to do is we're going to set it equal to the opposite using the not operator is link stopped. And that'll result in the same way. So now we run it, we hit Q. Let's check what's going on. I wonder if it's registering this. So let's go to console.log and let's log is link stopped. See what it says. It is, and it is toggling, so that's good. Set interval, animate link. What is link's speed set to right now? 5, so that should be fine. Let's make sure we're getting in here. So we'll say console. This is a good way to sometimes debug your code, is just to have console.log various things depending on where in the flow of what you want to have happen to see what's happening. Let's go ahead and set console.log to reveal link's moving direction, assuming that link is moving. So, excuse me, we know link starts off not moving. If we hit Q, link is moving. Oh, sorry. If we come in here and we hit Q, link is moving, and you can see this is triggering and it's printing right every time. Ah, I see what the problem is. Just like up here, we need to not only change link's X, but we also need to actually redraw link. So we need to erase link and draw link. Erase link and draw link. And I can get rid of this console.log. I don't need that anymore. Come over here, refresh, hit Q, and we see link start to move. Now, we don't have any way to set link back in the other direction. So let me go ahead and let's set a key press for sending link back in the other direction. If e.key, and let's set it equal to e. We're going to go ahead and say if link move direction, oops, we need to put this in parentheses, right? If link move direction equal right. That's as a string. Then we want to say link move direction equals left. If link move direction equal left, we'll set it to link move direction equals right. So now we have a key that will allow us to sort of change his move direction whenever we want. So I'm going to refresh, Q to start him, E to have him switch direction. No, I guess not. We can actually move him still with our physical keys. Let's refresh that. Let me make sure. So we can still move him. I stopped him and moved him. Interestingly enough, E did not trigger the change I was expecting. Let's not do this as an else if. Let's just do this as an if. Let's refresh this. Let me see. Q. Interesting. Maybe E is not a good one to use. Let's try a different key for a second just to make sure. We'll use T. Make sure that's not the issue. That's not the issue. If move direction equal right, move direction equal left. If move direction equal left, move direction equal right. let's go ahead and console.log our move direction to make sure that this is changing in the way we expect it to. When we press the letter T. So we'll come in here, go to inspect. We don't actually have to have him running. Okay, notice I'm pressing T. You guys can't see this, but it is actually not changing his move direction. Ah, okay. Haha. Here is actually where an else if would make sense. What's happening actually is we're printing his move direction. It's right, it's turning to left. Then this line runs, it's left, so it's turning immediately back to right. So let's go ahead and do an else if, and that should fix our issue here. Let's clear that, reset that. We don't need to keep printing here. I'm fairly certain that was the issue. Let's go ahead and refresh, close this. Hit Q, hit T. And you can see we can kind of make him bounce back and forth. Q, T. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, sometimes that else if logic really matters, right? Because if it's going to check these in order, we don't want it to check it's right, change it to left, check that it is left, and change it immediately back to right again. That doesn't help us. Okay, one of the things you may have noticed is that Link can go off the screen, which is not great. And generally, we want Link to stay within our bounds here. So how do we do that? Well, we can do a bounds check. And we can do a bounds check when anytime we move or redraw Link. And we could do it probably right here in the Link draw Link function. So we can say if Link. So basically, anytime you're going to redraw Link, we're going to check to make sure Link. Let's start with Link's X. Just do right and left bounds. If Link's X is greater than Link X plus, let's do Link X. Let's see, we want to deal with his width. So if the Link X, if his current is bigger than, if his current plus his size, that's what we want, plus Link size is greater than the width of the canvas. So we're going to say CNV dot width. Then we're just going to say Link X equals CNV dot width minus Link size. That may seem complex, but essentially what I'm doing is saying if these two things together go beyond the width of the page, then let's just reset it so he stops right at the barrier there. Let's go ahead and refresh that and see if that works. We'll have him move and stop. And you can see he just stops there now. And we can make him bounce by trying to move him back. If we stop, we can move him back. We can hit T, have him go in the other direction. Of course, he goes off the page there. So now, let's go ahead and check that he's not going to go off the other end of the page. And that's a little bit easier because that side starts as 0 anyway. So we're going to say Link X. If Link underscore X is less than 0, essentially, Link X is just going to get set at 0. We're just going to stick it at 0. So no matter what happens, he's going to stop there. Q, he goes that way, he stops. He goes the other way, he stops. And you'll see now, too, that one of the powers of this is that even if I change, let's say I go down to, or let's do 128. Let's make a larger Link. And I refresh my page, and I hit Q. You get that same functionality. He still just sticks to the edges of the page. We don't have to worry about him going off the ends of the page. Now, that's true for, and because we did all this in Draw Link, that's going to be true for any kind of movement. If we try to physically move him off the edge with the keys, because it's all getting caught here in Draw Link, he's not moving off. Now, One of the things that we want to think about when we're kind of writing code is that if a function is doing more than one thing, it probably needs to be more than one function. In this case, this function is both checking the bounds and drawing link. So what we probably want to do is write another function, check bounds, and that can do this work. Command X, Command V. I should probably spell function properly, right? Oh, nope, that's still not it. There it is. And now we just call that function at the beginning of our draw. And that's a little bit cleaner. Same thing happens, exact same behavior. It's just a little bit cleaner because now check bounds is doing its own thing and drawing link is checking the bounds, but then just drawing link, right? That's the only thing it's responsible for doing. It's now that responsibility for checking the bounds has been pushed over to this function here. Okay, so here's your skills check for the rest of this assignment. Go ahead and animate your sprite, have them move around the page, check the bounds for the right and the left, and I also want you to check the bounds for the top and the bottom so that no matter what, your sprite can't go off. And I even want you to have a key, so we have a key for switching right and left direction. I want you to have a key for starting up and down and changing up and down direction. So you're going to add 2 more keys here too. All right, good luck.